Yo, what is poppin', everybody? It's your boy Motivzz back with another video. Now, today's video, we're going to be talking about how Christianity is the best self-improvement. Now, if you guys want to join a part of the Motivzz movement, all you guys got to do is simply show any type of support on these videos, whether that's liking the video, hitting that subscribe button, or turning on those post notifications. Now, how does Christianity actually link with self-improvement, and how is it the best self-improvement? Well, if you're on self-improvement, you are trying to improve yourself, right? You're trying to fix your mistakes, your flaws. But I didn't even realize that almost every self-improvement problem out there can be solved in the Bible. I got my Bible right here, and as you can see, as soon as I open this Bible, there are things. It says right here, help in time of need. So if you're on self-improvement, most guys on self-improvement are actually struggling with loneliness. Guess what? Right here, in times of loneliness, there's a bunch of things. Psalms 23, Isaiah 41:10, Hebrews 13:5-6. These things are going to help you with your loneliness, because a lot of people on self-improvement are on self-improvement because, oh, they want to get a girl, right? Because they feel very lonely. But if you're not happy with yourself, how are you going to be happy with someone else? Another problem in the self-improvement community is fear. People attach fear to things, and because of this, they are held back by it. Like, for example, people fear death, right? I mean, almost everyone on this earth fears death, right? And that holds them back because they're like, oh, if I go outside, if I do something risky, I could die. And you know what I'm saying? That's where the fear is attached, to death. And because they have that fear attached to it, they're held back. So in the Bible, it says, for fear, Hebrews 13:5-6, or Ephesians 6:10-18. You know what I'm saying? You got to equip that armor of God, because when you have that armor of God, when you have that faith is your shield. It's going to protect you from the devil. I didn't even realize, but almost every single self-improvement aspect I applied God towards has greatly improved. For example, no fap. When I started no fap, I thought I could do it by myself. I thought, oh, I didn't need God. Why would I pray to God? Why would I actually believe that God would help me in my nofap journey? Like, at first, when I started nofap, I was struggling. I was failing every single day. This is where I realized that this was actually an addiction. Like, I was actually fighting my demons, because, you know what I'm saying, I kept succumbing to temptation, to all these urges. And this is where I had to really let go of my ego, because I knew I couldn't do this alone. And that's why I went to God. You see, there's a difference between doing something with God and doing something without God. So when you're doing something without God, you kind of feel directionless. You don't really have a higher up to guide you, to actually fix your mistakes. God has that blueprint for your life, like I said in that other video. He has that blueprint, so he knows exactly what it takes for you to get to where you want to be. So all you got to do is really trust in him. You got to really put your faith in him. Or say you're struggling with temptation. A lot of people on self-improvement struggle with temptation, struggle with their urges. That's why they go on self-improvement. That's why they start nofap. That's why they start semen retention, because they want to deal with these urges, with these temptations. And in the Bible, it says right here, you can read James 1:12-16 or Corinthians 10:6-13. I'm going to put them up on the screen right now. But believe it or not, your seed down there is your life force energy. I mean, you can literally create another human being with that stuff down there, right? So of course it is important. You know what I'm saying? It has all those vitamins and nutrients. So if you're going to be constantly releasing it to pixels on a screen, you are literally wasting your energy, because you got to abstain from lust or give in and bust. The choice is yours. Before I even started my self-improvement journey, I was wearing a cross chain, not because it looked cool, but it was because I knew it was the truth. Like, I never even prayed to God or to Jesus. I never even read a Bible verse, but something in the back of my mind was telling me that this was the truth. I'm not gonna lie, the more I read the Bible, the more the dots started to connect. I'm like, yo, if I read this when I started self-improvement, everything just would have made so much more sense. The temptation, the lust, the fear, the loneliness, all of these things that people suffer from and that I was suffering from at that time could literally be solved by reading this. And at the time, I tried to read it. I only read the first few pages of the Bible, because it was just describing how the earth was made and all that. So I was like, oh, this is not really going to solve my problems. How is me reading about how the world was made going to solve my loneliness? How is it going to solve my temptation? How is it going to solve all these problems that I had? Because you see, as people, we are not perfect, but that is okay. We are literally in God's image. So if we're not perfect, that is even better, because that means we could be worked on. Now, I'm gonna just add to this. Growing up, I was raised around a bunch of different religions. I was growing up in a Jewish neighborhood in New York and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? I was even in a Muslim private school. So when I saw these religions, I was like, yo, they're super hard on this. They're super disciplined, and they do a lot of practices. So I could only imagine what Christianity is, because y'all saying they got a whole book. This book, like when I saw a book like this, I was scared, because when I didn't really like to read in school. You know what I'm saying? When I saw a Harry Potter book, I was like, oh nah, I'm not reading all that. I cannot read all that. That's gonna take way too much time. But my boy, it literally is all love. God is literally love. Jesus is literally love. You don't have to pray 5 times a day. You don't have to abstain from all these like different foods or eat only a certain type of food. I mean, the only thing I would say is like pork. Don't really eat pork. It's just really high in salt and fat and all that. But by all means, like, if that's the only thing you have to eat, then go ahead and eat it. But the only thing he asks from you is to have faith in him, because as long as you have faith in him, it's going to take you a long way, because on this channel, we rebuke the kingdom of darkness and we embrace the kingdom of righteousness, of lightness. Have a blessed day, y'all, and remember to keep surpassing your limits, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.